for most people that enjoy attacking with elbows, especially when you just started off or even at the intermediate levels, they actually don't really know how to land it. Like, it's tricky because it's such a close quarter combat kind of move, right? You have to be really, really close. But the thing is that, well, the other person can elbow you back, right? So it's like give or take. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how to be able to be one step ahead of your opponent so you can land the elbow more efficiently and, most importantly, land it first. What's going on, guys? My name is Chris. Welcome back to Sicat Kickboxing Club. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out the podcast. I have high-level guests from high-level UFC fighters to practitioners to hobbyists. So there's something for everyone. Also, check out my site, chrissicat.com. Pretty much I have everything on there. My kickboxing channel, my podcast. Also, I'm gonna be coming out with courses, so you could find that out there. It's in the beta stages now, so it's actually not live yet, but just for future reference. And I also have collaborations just in case, anyone wants to get in touch. Anyways, guys, so when I first started kickboxing, I was terrified of elbows, right? I think elbows in our sport, in kickboxing, and yes, I've got a lot of comments. It's like, that's Muay Thai, it's not actual kickboxing. It's Muay Thai kickboxing, tomatoes, call it what you want. But when I first started, that's the move. Those elbows and knees in particular are the most terrifying moves, I personally feel like, in the sport, because they create the most damages. Why? Because they're the hardest parts of your body, besides probably your forehead, right? It's not left way, so. But these things right here, not even just your elbow, but your forearm, it will create a lot of damage if you hit it at the right spot in someone's face. And even if you don't hit someone's face, it's still a disruptor. Meaning, even if someone has their guard up like this, they can still boop, and then you will get shaken up a little bit. And the thing is, the beautiful and the most brutal things about elbow is that you can come in all sorts of different angles, just like any other attack, right? So, for instance, if you come out with the hook, look at the angle, it's coming out from this way. Jab, it's coming straight. Same with the two, different from a hook going this way, body shots angling this way. You get the whole picture. Same with the elbow. Look, I can come, if you're here, I can go down the middle, right? Just like that. That's actually one of my favorite ones because it's nice and quick. You can boop, right? And get them distracted or hit them to where they're flustered. But the other thing is, look, if they're low guarding low or even high, you can actually come up with a tomahawk elbow, right? Look at the angle. Up, boom, right? Up, boom, all right? And this is just a refresher. I've done elbow videos before, but it's a refresher. And I actually think it's a good refresher because it just shows the different variations of how you can hit someone, okay? Even with this one, boop. Right? It's coming from going this way, so even if someone blocks this way, like I said, it can literally break someone's arm because it's harder than that, right? You can, boom, the force of it, you can literally break it. But the most devastating part of elbows is this part right here. I'm gonna go close. You see that? This is where people really get cut open with elbows. Like, it's so brutal. Like, you can probably make someone go blind. Not that I've seen it before, but listen, when you're getting cut like me, close right here, and it was with the knee, it wasn't with the elbow, but same concept. Because when you start to notice the elbow and the knees have these sharp points to them, that's what cuts you open. Look at these ridges right here. right? The sharper part of the elbow, that's what really cuts you open. It's not like a solid part like your forearm, right? Your forearm doesn't cut anyone. It may just kind of discombobulate you, but then it doesn't actually cut you like the sharper part of the elbow. So back in my fighting days, I'd have a hard time, especially as a shorter fighter, to go in and actually land the elbow, right? Because a lot of people can gauge your distance, and then when you come in, they can counter with a quick elbow like this. But the whole point of this video is I'm going to actually show you a very efficient way to actually get an elbow off fairly quickly, all right? So I'm gonna get into it. So usually, guys, depending on how you stand, if you started with boxing, right? Or even Muay Thai, fighting like this, okay? Or even in kickboxing with a high guard, you're gonna stand way different. But the thing is that with elbows, the most important rule, okay? And if you get anything out of this video, this is like actually the whole point of the video. And there's only one point of this video, okay? There's not like 3 tips or anything. But the most efficient way to land elbows is how you set up your guard. I'm gonna say that again. The most efficient way to set up elbows is how you set up your guard. Meaning, there is the boxing guard like this, right? It's a little bit lower on the cheek, right? And then they could just windshield wipe. And then there's the Muay Thai, like kind of traditional Muay Thai guard, right? Which they're known for their elbows. And then the high guard like this, right? So the difference between the high guard and low guard, high guard, right? You're higher on the face. The thing is that you're more susceptible to get hit in the body. Whether it's boxers, right? They only have to worry about the punches, so they can, boom. They don't have to worry about elbows, so they can adjust fairly quickly. That's why they have a lower guard. And they have to worry about the body a lot, so they keep it low so that they're not far from the distance of blocking those shots. Now, that's actually my whole point, is that in order to land an elbow, you have to be prepared before landing that elbow. And how you do that is with a high guard, okay? I'm gonna say that again, with a high guard, meaning a guard like this. Look, you can do the Muay Thai stance, the traditional Muay Thai stance, like a lot of people will stand like this, right? A lot of people will march, a lot of people like this. But notice, it makes no difference because it's still a high guard, right? They're doing this, maybe catch, long guard, but then it's still high. Look how high that is. It's almost past like my head, right? Look. And that's the key. Since elbows are elevated to that height, meaning right here, you're gonna land it right here and not from down here, right? You're not gonna land it from down here. Yeah, there's up elbows, but then even if you're gonna land an up elbow, it still takes some time if you have a low guard right here. Now, to some people, it's kind of like, well, that's a simple adjustment. Kickboxing, fighting in general, is a game of inches. It's a game of seconds, it's a game of inches. And that's what you're gonna learn when you're getting more into the intermediate stages, or even if you're fighting professionally, competitively, right? Everything, every detail now matters, especially when it comes to brutal elbows. Like I said, they're the most devastating attacks. I feel like, actually, I know that they're the most devastating attacks, because you see people get cut open, they get like 18 stitches, and that's all she wrote. But anyway, to have a high guard, the reason why you want to have a high guard like this is, look how quickly, boom, boom, I can get to someone, right? Even if it's my non-dominant elbow, you see that? Look how quick that is. I mean, just me doing it in front of the camera, it's a quick, especially when you perfect the technique, which you don't want to go past. If you're doing this elbow, you don't want to go past your nose, right? You don't want to be here, because now you're susceptible, or you're more open to punches, elbows, and then you're off balancing yourself, you're overextending. It's the same thing as saying when you punch, you lean over. That's why it's all about using your hip to get that extension and your shoulder to get that extension without overextending. You don't lean like this with a punch. That's the same concept with elbows, okay? It's this, boom, right? Boom, look, and then I'm turning right back. The reason too is why I really love elbows actually is that it doesn't take a lot of force, right? That's why the movement is so subtle. It doesn't take an over-exaggerated movement to actually land the elbow. So look at all the variations of elbows, even the ones that take, I guess you could say, more time than the other ones to do. So what I'm referring to is this elbow, right? The tomahawk. Boop! I have to come around a little bit. But the thing is, even with that elbow, it's only like 0.25 seconds that I need to take that extra time to land on the top of the head, right? But compared to here, boom. And then I could just come right back, or compared to here, boom, right? Look how, and the whole point of this video again, is look how high my guard is. It's not here. The distance from here to having a high guard from here, you could just see it right there. Like that's evidence right there, right? Again, look, if I'm coming from here compared to here, there's a big difference in between that. What you're doing is initially, you're just preparing yourself to land an elbow. And it's all about preparation, right? I'm gonna just say Abraham Lincoln quote, where he said that if I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend 6 hours of it sharpening my axe. And that's what you're doing. All that means is that it's preparation. So what you're technically doing is that you're being prepared to land the elbow. So look, right here, if I'm going down here, you're not prepared to land the elbow. You have to, boop, take that step, boop, turn the wrist. Watch my other videos for that, right? Turn the wrist, boop, boop. And the reason, just for a quick explanation, the reason why you turn the wrist is, again, you're preparing for the elbow and it lands more effectively. Boom. If I have it right here, look, it's like nearly almost impossible for me to do this kind of elbow. Look, boom. Even with a slicing elbow going down this way, look, boop, boom. You see that? Boom, okay? Even with a tomahawk, boom. So mostly the general rule is, besides like this elbow, and you could even do it with this elbow. I mean, mostly I don't open the palm with this one, but you can, right? So just have that general rule. Actually, just do that so that you have a point of reference, right, in doing elbow, so that you don't have to think, well, if I do this elbow, then I have to open my palm. No, just go ahead and boop, open the palm, boop, 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 right? But going back to it again, guys, is that just be prepared in order to prepare to effectively land an elbow, which is the whole point, right? You have to be prepared for it, meaning you set yourself up to where you can just do it effortlessly, which is going to the high guard again, like that, right? You're ready, boom. You don't have to, right? You're coming from down here, they'll see it coming. You're literally, it's noticeable that the shots are coming, right? So that is the most important. I know that some of you guys are thinking, well, I thought I was gonna learn like elbow shots. I have a bunch of those videos actually that you could check out. So go back to my other videos, but just some quick references. I showed you in this video the types of elbows that you can do, but the main point of this video is this, the high guard. Right? Here, I'll show you on this bag. You see? When I have a high guard like that, I'm prepared and it's nice and quick. All right? So, yep, that's it, guys. Don't forget to like this video if you got value out of it. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this to all your friends, to your family members that want to learn the art of kickboxing. It is for everyone, okay? It is for everyone. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Anyone can learn the art of kickboxing. You don't have to necessarily get fight and get hit in the face all the time. Just, you can do these drills for health purposes, for your wellness, for your confidence, to learn, most importantly, self-defense, to protect others around you, okay? Don't forget to check out the podcast. You can find a lot of value out of that. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, okay? I'll check you guys on the next one. I'll see you soon.